Please consider for a moment a tribute to the ones who chase the horizon, believing with all their hearts that peace is something they can find out there. This is for the seekers who've tried everything, only to fall back to earth emptier than before. If you've ever reached for something, anything, to quiet the storm inside, this story is for you. Because within the next few minutes, you might realize there is a cure that can heal the wound that just won't close. That which we've been searching for has been right under our nose the entire time. A remedy for the restlessness and emptiness we all feel is in the way we look at the world. It is in our perception of things. A cure, hidden by social conditioning because it meant our freedom from control and manipulation. What could have been a vaccine against the sickness society imposes on us as children can still cure us as adults. Not because there's a conspiracy behind every corner, but because the system runs smoother when we stay lost, and because there's no profit in curing people of their ills. Eli was a man who lived on a seesaw, forever tipping between hope and despair, sobriety and relapse. He got clean the way some people adopt a New Year's resolution, fervent, determined, and full of promise. But the promise faded when the void remained, because getting clean didn't bring peace, only greater sensitivity to the turmoil and disease obstructing his soul. It became more than he could bear each time because he had nothing to replace it with. Each time he was left with what felt like a gaping wound in the middle of his heart. So back he'd go, one more attempt to find something to fill the emptiness, make the voice shut up or just make the pain go away for a while. What had begun as pleasure-seeking a long time ago had become a salve that needed to be reapplied while making his suffering and sobriety greater than if he'd never started looking for a cure to begin with. Oh, and the world? It tempts us, doesn't it? With substances and success and all the glittering lights that say, here, this will fix it, try this. But none of them held. None of them ever could. Eli wasn't chasing pleasure anymore. The dragon eluded him now. Not even a glimpse. He became desensitized quickly to whichever escape he chose. All he really sought now was a path back to wholeness, a sense of being okay, of belonging in his own skin, of not needing to escape the present moment. All the seeking had simply made matters worse and the solution move in the opposite direction he was headed. Just as seekers after enlightenment wander further from the goal the harder they look, he was lost. Then one night, after another broken cycle, another short-lived sobriety followed by collapse, Eli stood in front of his mirror, haggard. His reflection looked like a man who'd been digging for treasure in his own grave. It appeared he would have to die in order to find peace, and maybe that was it. And then, not from outside, but from some deep, still place within, came a whisper. Not words, but knowing. It's all an illusion. Trust only what you know for certain to be true. He didn't understand it at first, but in what seemed to be his final despair as he searched within himself for the courage to end it all, reality seemed to pause for a moment, then flicker. Under years of chasing, coping, numbing, running, his true self had been silenced by the noise. And in that moment of stillness, he didn't feel high. He didn't feel healed. He just felt here. And here, to his astonishment, seemed finally enough. But could this last? That night, he didn't swear off drugs. He didn't make grand declarations or called old friends with trembling apologies. He simply sat on his bathroom floor and breathed. Not to fix himself, not to earn peace, but to finally stop running from what was already there. In the days and weeks that followed, he tried something radical. He stopped chasing relief and started meeting reality. Not to endure it, but to finally see it. To realize the ache wasn't a problem. It was a compass, and it pointed inward. That place is where he would find the answers if there were any to be found. That was the shift. Not dramatic, not loud, just true. Months passed. He wasn't perfect. He still craved. But he was no longer controlled by the craving. Its promise was empty, and he saw that. Because he discovered the only real high. Presence. Stillness. That rare feeling of needing nothing. Not because you have everything, but because you are everything. The treasure we seek isn't hidden in the world. It's hidden beneath who we think we are. Once we stop searching for peace like it's a destination, we find it was the ground beneath our feet, all along. That place where we all stand, but don't always see. Where we find once more that moment in awareness when the illusion flickers and the ego fades.